6.3, we're going to look at how to factor trinomials where our a value does not equal 1. So everything we did previous class, the a value was equal to 1, so we just use the x method to go ahead and factor that out and find the two binomials. Today we're going to use that same kind of x method to start, and then we're going to add some steps. So the first steps, once again, is you multiply a times c, put that in the top here of your x, and obviously put b down below. So you're looking for factors here that would add up to b and multiply to give you ac. So after that, we're going to take those two factors, add variables to them, and split up the middle term, rewrite out the original problem with 4 terms, and then cut it in half and factor out the greatest common factors. So it'll make a little bit more sense as we go through some of these examples. So looking at number 1 here, we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 2. So starting with the x method, you always want to check to make sure that there's no greatest common factors to take out to begin with. So there's no number that goes into 3, 5, or 2. So as we take a times c, 3 times negative 2 ends up being negative 6 up top, positive 5 down below. So we're looking for factors of negative 6 that add up to 5. So in this case, we're multiplying two numbers together to get a negative number. One would need to be positive, one would need to be negative. So in this case, we have a positive 6 and a negative 1. So those numbers multiply to give you the top number, negative 6, and they add together to give you the bottom number, positive 5. So what we're going to do is rewrite this out. Our first term, 3x squared, is going to remain the same. Negative 2 is going to remain the same at the end, but what we're going to do is we're going to split 5x into two different terms. All right, so we're going to get those two terms from over here, the factors that we found, right? So we're going to split up each of these. So we have positive 6x and negative 1x. So those we got from our factoring over here on using the x method. So really all we did was we split that middle term into the two factors that we found, right? So this positive 6, we added an x variable, and the negative 1, we added an x variable. So the next step is we're going to want to split this in half and take out the greatest common factor of each half. So if I'm looking at the first two terms, 3x squared and 6x, the greatest common factor that we can take out is a 3x from both terms. So if I factor out a 3x, I'd be left with x plus 2. So once we factor out the first half, when we move over to the second half, we still want to wind up with that same expression left in parentheses. So we're still wanting to end up with x plus 2 in parentheses. So if we're looking at the second two terms, negative 1x and negative 2, here in order to do that, we need to factor out a negative 1 from both terms. So what's going to happen next is we're going to have that x plus 2 as one of our factors, and the other factor is going to come from our two greatest common factors combined. So here we're going to take the 3x and the minus 1 and put those in parentheses. So here our final answer would be this. 3x minus 1 is one of our factors, x plus 2 would be the other factor. So you're taking the greatest common factors, putting those in parentheses, and then obviously what you were left with as your other factor. So let's do another problem here. So looking at number 2, we have 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. So as we're looking at that, no greatest common factors between all of those terms. So setting up the x method, 4 times 3 is 12. And then our b value of 13 goes down below. The factors of 12 that add up to 13 would be 12 and 1. So those multiply to give you 12, they add together to give you 13. So once again, we're going to rewrite it out. So 4x squared, and then we're going to split this 13x into two different terms. So we have positive 12x and positive 1x, and we still have the plus 3. So just as a reminder, right, we got this positive 12 and positive 1 from our x method of factoring. So we split 13x into 12x and 1x, and now we're going to go back and split this in half and take the greatest common factor out of each half. So looking at the first two terms, 4x squared and 12x, we can factor out a 4x. So when we do that, we're left with x plus 3. Remember, we always want to end up with this same expression in parentheses when we go to take out the second greatest common factor. So if we're trying to end up with x plus 3, really the only thing that we're going to take out here is the positive 1. So we're going to factor out the positive 1 in order to leave us with x plus 3. So to finish, we're going to have that expression that was in parentheses as one of our factors, and then we're going to combine the greatest common factors as our second factor. So 4x plus 1. So the final answer would be 4x plus 1 and x plus 3. So let's try another example. If you need to pause this at any time, feel free to pause it, look back over it. So looking here at number 3, using the x method here, no greatest common factors between those terms, 5, 18, and 8. So negative 5 times 8 ends up being a negative 40. Positive 18 would go down below. Once again, if you don't know the factors, you can always figure them out by using your calculator, taking 40 divided by 1. So you'll see that 1 and 40 are factors. 40 divided by 2 would give you 2 and 20. 40 divided by 3, 3 doesn't go in there evenly. 40 divided by 4, it's 4 and 10. 40 divided by 5, it's 5 and 8. 6 doesn't go in there, 7 doesn't go in there, and then we're back to 8, which we already have on there. So you can always find your factor pairs just by using your calculator. So here we want to have one positive factor, one negative factor. In order for those to multiply to give you negative 40. So in order to add them to get 18, we want to find factors that are 18 apart from each other. So here we see that 2 and 20 are 18 apart, so we're going to make the 20 positive, the 2 negative. So that way they multiply to give us negative 40, add together to give us positive 18. So rewriting out our expression with 4 terms now, we're splitting the 18x into positive 20x and negative 2x. So once again, we just got these values, positive 20 and negative 2, from our x method of factoring. So now we're going to split this in half and take the greatest common factor out of each half. So looking at the first half, negative 5x squared plus 20x. Here we're going to want to factor out negative 5x. So when we factor out the negative 5x, we're going to be left with x minus 4. So if I also want to be left with x minus 4 in my second half, that means I need to factor out a negative 2. So once you've taken the greatest common factor out of the first 2 terms and the greatest common factor out of the last 2 terms, you're going to combine those greatest common factors inside parentheses as one of your factors. So negative 5x minus 2. And the other factor would be what you were left with in parentheses once you took the greatest common factor out of each half. So here we have negative 5x minus 2 and x minus 4. So we're going to do one more example. So let's drop down. Looking at 6 here. So we have 3x squared plus 16x minus 12. So when we do that, 8 times c goes up top, so 3 times negative 12 is negative 36. 16 down below. So the factors of 36, that would add to give you 16. So remember, one's going to have to be positive, one's going to have to be negative. So in this case, we have 2 times 18. So 18 would be positive, 2 would be negative. And we're going to split 16x into positive 18x and negative 2x. So we're just going to split that middle term into 2, and those 2 values are the factors that we found. So now, looking to split this in half and take the greatest common factor out of each half. So the greatest common factor out of your first 2 terms would be 3x. So dividing each of those terms by 3x, you'd be left with x plus 6. So if I want to be left with x plus 6, after taking the greatest common factor out of my last 2 expressions, or terms, obviously there I need to take out a negative 2. So combining our greatest common factors, we have 3x minus 2, and then x plus 6. So our final answer there would be those 2 factors.